How do we go about releasing you from the magnet? Aurora asked, after the crawlers had been sent to wherever they hid within the dimensional planes. She had already sought a similar answer from Boop, but the automated device could only give a best guess without directly linking to the circuitry of the facility. There is a lever above, the mannequin replied, gazing up at the scaffolding where the crawlers had first arrived. I saw it for a brief moment, Lunar stated, before flying up to a spot on the metallic ramps. Let me know if anything else peculiar happens after I pull the mechanism. She was referring to the odd return of some color to the room, as well as some of the tech in the room springing back to life. There was a sharp sound followed by Maple Jolt sliding free from the depression in which she had been placed. I give you my thanks, she said, as Never helped her to stand. My assistants will need a few minutes to recharge. Take it easy, Never said. I have a friend who is an engine. He ran low on energy once and pieces of him began falling off. Let's not have that happen here. Maple Jolt walked over to a table upon which rested a box with clothing. She removed dark denim jeans, a hoodie, and an angled face covering. She slowly dressed before turning to see odd looks from everyone. Is there a problem? I am simply retrieving my wardrobe. You were naked? Never asked in shock, color filling her cheeks. I feel dumb. Here I was thinking you looked awesome without realizing you were not in your heroic attire. Stupid, Never, stupid. I take no offense, Maple reassured her. I do not need clothing, but it is a mark of pride that I came up with a look that others think is remarkable. If I were out there looking like just how I was built, I would feel rather self-conscious. Again, Lunar said, landing beside Maple. More proof of your individuality and awareness. Greetings. I am Lunar Blaze of the Genshin Collective, and it is an honor to meet you. I fear pleasantries must be put aside, Maple Jolt said, turning her head to a door above, just beside the mesh walkway. My sensors are detecting footsteps running towards this room from a hallway above. I do not know if we will be encountering friend or foe. Both, yelled a voice of a being with dark skin and hoof-laden feet. She hurled off the railing above, down toward the waiting heroics. Hope you all have game faces on, because mine is about to be spent. Aurora saw that she was gripping her side, but before she could determine the extent of the injury, something was ripping apart the walkway above them. She is mine! Roared an angry voice, but sparks were flying alongside rubble as it rained down upon them. Everyone had to react quickly in order to dodge pieces of the room or risk being injured themselves. Picking up the injured stranger, Aurora darted to the hallway they had entered from. There she gently placed the figure before turning back to find out who exactly had been pursuing her. In the center of the room stood a creature that resembled nothing Aurora had ever seen. Adversary identification. Admiral Lee Gustav, formerly of the Earther militaristic force known as the Navy. Target is wanted on 4 aspects and 2 linked worlds for murder, illegal scientific research, torture. Boop said, trying to convey as much information on the subject as it could. I think I understand, Aurora said, looking at the former human. I have heard of the Admiral. He samples DNA to see if he would add the special qualities to his own. The diver in Halak. He transformed her into what she is now. Affirmative, Boop replied. Give her to me, the Admiral roared before taking a slow look around. Aurora saw reptilian scales under sporadic quills running up and down his arms, legs, and a whip-like tail. His eyes were slitted above a maw filled with needle-sharp teeth and tusks. On second thought, I will sample all of you and throw your husks to the things that hide between the dimensional walls. Lavender fire struck the Admiral's back as he stared directly into the eyes of Aurora Marina. He howled in agony as he swirled to look far above him. A Genshin! I had tried to sample Ghost Comet once, but those walkers interfered. There's no dragon god here to save you like her. Why not come down and make this quick? Crouching, the Admiral quickly sprang up to try and grab Lunar Blaze, but she easily evaded him while sending multiple volleys of lavender flame hurtling into him. These were joined by light-filled gusts of air, hitting Gustav right in the eyes. There are plenty of us down here ready to fight you, Never yelled. Ha! I like volunteers, the Admiral said before launching himself at the startled Gustifrit. He was met the full force of a wind blast, giving Never time to escape. She used another blast to hurtle herself back up to the landing near the controls for the magnet. Aurora found herself staring as a rather large sword resting in a loose sheath across the Admiral's back. Looking across the room at Maple Jolt, she saw the mannequin was staring intently at the recess where she had been held. Aurora smiled. There was a plan, but it would depend on teamwork. Admiral Lee Gustav, former human, formerly of the world known as Earth, Aurora said, while sending a stinger from her right hand into the back of the man's left boot. You are under arrest for multiple violations. Stand down. None of the heroics present will be sampled. He did not bother to turn, but began laughing. I care not for heroics. Members of the Watch, witches, withers. I just want to become more than any of them combined. Maybe you should all stand down. I'll just take DNA samples and leave. Can there be truly any harm in wanting to better myself? And with that, I will see you all in the near future, and thank you for listening.